Hello everyone, in this video we'll give a quick introduction to our new project. For the next few weeks, we'll be working on an arcade-style mini-golf game. The aim of the game will be to navigate through various courses and obstacles and sink the ball in a hole at the end. The fewer moves you make, the higher your score. Like our previous projects, it will be made using the Godot game engine.
Since we already had some assets for the game, I want to show you the changes they went through. We started out by making a quick tile set. Then we changed the fill colors and outline colors to be less saturated so that it's easier to look at. After that, we added a bottom part of the map so it looks like you're playing on a floating island. With that done, now we need a background. We thought it would be cool if you're playing golf on a floating island in space. So boom, space blocks. My main inspiration for this was the Cover Darkness building from the game Heroes of Might and Magic 3. As you can see, the building's bad smoking habits and my texture both have a few seconds pause. This is so that it doesn't distract the player too much from the game. In our previous two games, we had some upbeat action music in them. That won't be the case for this game since, it's golf. That would be overkill. Instead, we're going for some smooth jazz. For the drums, I've used Easy Drummer. Bass is Cakewalk's bass. Piano, guitar, and brass instruments are FL Studio's Flex. This will most likely be the in-game music. However, I'd like to have at least one more soundtrack for the main menu, so more on that in a later video. Going forward, we would like to add some special tiles and objects to make the game more interesting. We had ideas about adding things like water tiles that will destroy your ball, making you start over. Sand blocks that will lower your speed. Windmills are moving walls that can block the player's path if planned poorly. Whatever we manage to stitch together, we will show you in the next video.
As mentioned in the intro, we're using Godot. But I should also mention that we already started working on this project 2 months ago. The entire game was written in Rust and compiled to WebAssembly so it can run in a web browser. The graphics were rendered using the HTML canvas element. We got the basic visuals of the game working. In fact, the footage you've been seeing so far is from the Rust version of the game. The whole point of using Rust was just a learning exercise. This was my first ever project using Rust, and I was learning the language as I was making the game. The reasons I decided to switch from Rust to Godot are twofold. 1. Godot offers too many conveniences compared to implementing an HTML game from scratch. I'd be giving up a built-in editor, physics engine, animation manager, etc., just to name a few. And the second reason, I misunderstood how WebAssembly actually works. I was under the impression that it could be a complete JavaScript replacement. But this wasn't the case. Some JavaScript was still required for things like event handling. And back and forth communication between JavaScript and WebAssembly is inevitable. Some libraries just do a good job at disguising this. So for these reasons, we'll be shelving Rust indefinitely. It was certainly a nice language. I liked its feature set revolving around memory safety, reliability, and functional programming. But despite this, the language doesn't exist in a vacuum, and it doesn't fit into our current production pipeline. But if the situation ever changes, I'll be glad to revisit it. That covers the introduction. If you want to stay up to date, you can subscribe or follow us on our various social media channels. Links on screen now. Thanks for watching.